Hello, everyone. It's been a stressful week for me so far. I had some interesting news from my workplace. That's why it's kind of like I'm kind of not in the greatest of moods. I'm actually pretty sad about the news that happened with my work, but forget about that for now. This is even sadder news for the rest of this country because of the stupid doofus. And what I'm going to explain now is this idea of the stupid tariffs. So, if all of you have been realizing, some of you are thinking, oh, there's going to be a tariff on imported goods, so that means the Chinese government or the Indian government or the Vietnamese government or anything from Mexico, when they're coming in, they're going to be taxed, and the people that are going to be the foreign the foreign companies that countries that are importing goods are going to have to pay a tax on the goods that be able to sell in this country. Sure, that's only half the story. So what's the other half that you might be wondering? So if you don't know how tariffs work, so they could be there be multiple effects of a tariff. Tariff basically is a tax on imported goods. So a tax is going to be on when the goods come into the country. So let's give an example. The example that you've all been hearing online about making T-shirts. Let's say I am an American business owner who is trying to find a way to get a T-shirt produced, which some design and whatnot. Doesn't matter what the design is, what color it is, doesn't matter. So I go to a foreign country because it's going to be cheaper. Like in the US, it's very expensive to manufacture anything. So you go to like China or India or Japan or Mexico or whatever country it happens to be. And they are charging you $10 to make that t-shirt. Okay, so usually without the tariff, it's going to take you $10 that you're going to pay $10 out of your pocket to have that country make the t-shirt for you. You get that product eventually for $10. And let's say you want to make a profit, right? And let's say you make a profit, you want to make 100% profit. All the money that you spent on the shirt, you want to make it as a profit. So you're charged the shirt $20 in the US to make that $10 profit. So again, you spent $10 to make the shirt, that's how much you paid, and then you're charging $20. So when the consumer here in the US buys your shirt, you make $10 profit. Okay, now here's the deal with the tariff. The tariff, let's say the tariff, just to make it exaggerate a little bit, is 50% of the cost. $50, $5. So $5, sure, that's how much the foreign country is going to pay to get that shirt over to you so you get in your hands, that $10 you spent, right? So the $10 you spent, they originally, when you paid the $10, they are making a $10 profit off when they made the shirt for you, right? And when they sent it over, there was no tariff, no tax, let's say, so they made the $10 whole profit. Now, if you say that you want to pay $10 for that shirt, the company, that foreign country is making $10 off you. Now, if there's a tariff for $5, that $5 is going to have to go to the government, right? So it's going to come out of the country's pocket, which is $5. So now they're only making $5 profit, right? Do you think that manufacturer, that company, let's say China, is just going to want to deal with $5 profit? Do you think that's how it works? What they're going to do is they want to make that $10 profit, right? So that tariff means that instead of the $10 that you charged, they're going to ask for $15 now. So you would have to pay, as a business owner, pay $15 to manufacture that shirt in that country. So then when they charge you $15, they get the $15. When they send it over to you, they are going to pay $5 to the government, the US government, and they make $10 profit. Okay, so you just had to pay $15. Now you get the shirt for $15, right? You were originally charging $20. Don't you still want the $10 profit? Or for in that case, remember I said you wanted 50, 100, you want the double, you want the amount of cost as your profit? Now, that shirt you charged $20. Are you still going to charge $20 when you get $5 profit off the 15 cost? No, definitely not. Why would you? So you're going to charge, if you want to make the $10 original profit, you're going to have to charge 25, right? And did I mention, what if you want to double whatever the original cost was? That's your profit. So you pay 15, now you have to charge $30 for the shirt. So now your $20 shirt before tariffs, and you make $10 profit. If you want to make even $10 or $15 profit, because the cost now went to 15 because of the tariff, because the country's going to ask for 15, now you have to ask the consumer for $25 to $30. And guess what? Will the consumer buy at 25 to 30 when they knew it used to be 20? Maybe if they're comparing the rest of the country and they see the costs are kind of that's not much better to pay in the US. They'll have to pay the cost that you went to 25 30. Sure, you're making more money, you're making that profit back, but now everything got rise in price. And guess what? Weren't you guys guess what? Tell me something. Tell me something. Tell me something. Weren't you all complaining about inflation being a problem, that you can't pay for eggs or gas or anything like that? Well, guess what? You just made the t-shirts, the cost of t-shirts go up because of the tariff. You think this only affects t-shirts now? The only reason I use the t-shirt as the example is because that's the one that seems like that gets to people's heads. They're thinking, oh, I'm a small business owner. I pay $10 for shirts. If there's a tariff, I can still pay $10 in the country and still make profit 20. No, it's because of the tariff. The other country is going to ask for the money back. They're going to want to increase cost. They're going to increase their prices to make that profit. To be honest, didn't I just remember I said, remember the original cost was $10 and they were charging you 10 because they were thinking, let's make a profit off 10. What if, because of the tariff, not only are they asking for 15 because they don't want the 10 back, they might want 15 back because they're thinking, let's make a killing off this because now I've had to raise my prices because let's double the cost of the t-shirt because the tariff, I could just make it say like, hey, it's more expensive to ship now because tariff is now part of the shipping cost. Maybe they need to increase the shipping cost because quite frankly, because of the tariff, now they want to make money off the shipping. Maybe they may want to do more. You want more expedited shipping. They might want a service where if they're gonna pay a tariff, they're going to charge you more. You want it quicker. All they could do is say like, hey, now the cost is $20. Your tariff, and the fact is now you're covered. Now if you want priority because of the tariff, because you're forcing me to do an extra thing because of the U.S. because our systems don't cover it. Now the miscellaneous costs to cover the cost to deal with the tariff, to deal with maybe more expedited service. And now, that's the inflation right there. And guess what? If you as a small business owner now have to charge anywhere from $25 to $30 per t-shirt, and let's say originally your t-shirt cost 20, right? Let's say America manufactures it in here, this country, it costs about 25 to 30 regularly. Now the costs, let's say, are about the price of the shirt is about the same because of the tariff, right? You think American companies aren't going to take advantage of it and figure out how they can make a killing off this? What they can do is take the 25 to 30 shirt and let's say they increase the cost to 33 to 35. And guess what? The 30 to 35, the only reason it's charged that much, they'll charge more because they'll think Americans are thinking, I want the shirt quicker. I want the shirt quicker. I don't want to wait so long. So I know that it's 25 to 30. It's gonna take about 2 to 3 weeks because it's manufactured in China and it's cheaper. But this American shirt is 33 to 35. I'll pay that. Without realizing that it was originally 25 to 30 in the US dollars, but it got raised up because companies want to increase their profit margin, and the tariffs increased the price of the shirt from small business owners. So you don't think the large business owners, do you think the large business owners, large corporations are going to give you a break and not increase their prices to match, to be more competitive and get as much profit as possible, realizing that Americans are very, very ignorant, very stupid, very impatient, and charge more just to get more cuts in that money? Think about it, people. That's what's going to happen with the tariff. The tariff not just only affects foreign imports, it's going to affect exports most likely, but it's also going to affect the prices of goods in this country. Whatever is manufactured here, it's going to increase. You know how this is happening? Look at video game consoles. Those are also made out of our countries. They're sure shipped. They might not be finished here, but at the end of the day, that's going to raise those costs. What about your iPhone? What about your phone? You don't think the parts that are sent here, the foreign countries are going to charge a premium to get those parts, and now when they get shipped here, your $1,000 iPhone 16 Pro, right? You think it's $1,000? I wouldn't be surprised if the tariff comes. The base model, that model, the Pro, becomes $1,100, $1,200 base cost because of what you guys think the tariffs are going to do. You don't think it has an impact down the streamline. I've seen the services about the PlayStation 5 Pro, how it's going to cost $1,000. Here's the thing. If you went through the PlayStation Direct during the 30th anniversary sale, there was a cost of the PlayStation 5 Pro being $1,000, but that was a bundle, that was an anniversary celebration, and they charged $1,000 because it was a limited exclusive item. Now imagine your PS5 Pro being $1,000 as the base model. Can you imagine if they decide to produce the 30th anniversary PS5 Pro, what that's going to cost now? Let's see, I think the PS5 Pro is $700, right? That 1,000 is like $300 increase, right? So the bundle for the PS5 anniversary is $1,000. Let's say 30% increase. You don't think it's going to become $1,300 to get that bundle now instead of $1,000? So you guys, all you people, actually no, that's like $1,400 to $1,500. Let's say it's about 40% increase. So you guys don't think companies are going to raise prices because of what this tariff is going to do. You don't think the corporations are thinking they're going to make killings off major profits. And guess what? You guys think that just for voting for cheaper eggs, cheaper gas, the saying goes, there's no such thing as a free lunch. You will pay elsewhere. You will pay in your luxury goods. You will pay in what you wear. Your clothing is going to get more expensive. Your electronics are going to get more expensive. Everything will get more expensive as this tariffs come through, which most likely it is because based on what the cabinet has been voted in by this stupid doofus of a president, he's already going to tear down the prosecution, the level of prosecution in this country because you basically nominated or appointed a known sex offender, a known embezzler, a known criminal. Just like you have a criminal convicted felon elected as the president. So you don't think these people, you think these people are going to fight for you? You are damn mad stupid, America. You've been fooled for so long. I don't know why you guys think that this doofus was going to fight for you. He never was going to. You went to the voting booth without doing your research, without knowing this guy has done so much wrong. You know why he wanted the tariff? Do you want to know why he's doing this? He thought he said tariff. He said he doesn't know what a tariff is. And you guys are being so relatable, right? If he says that he doesn't know what a tariff is, he's thinking that you don't know what a tariff is. So he's going to say, you know what? I investigated this. I researched this for you. So just believe me. Are you guys that dumb you'll believe a doofus like this guy? A guy who's disappointed people, a guy who's basically, like I said, he's a liar. He's a sex offender. He's an embezzler. You're going to believe that kind of guy. He's the Messiah? Really? The Messiah is the one that's been condemning embezzlers, tax fraudsters, sex offenders, all these things, the sin lusting. And yet this guy does all of this and you think he's the Messiah. It's unbelievable how you guys think that when you hear this doofus speak, you think he's speaking the gospel. I've listened to this guy all the time. And to be honest, and when I hear this guy, it makes me throw up to think that evangelicals believe this guy is the Messiah. Evangelicals think this guy is going to help them. You have the Latinos who think they won't get deported. To be honest, you may be on that list and you just don't realize it because you vote for this doofus somehow thinking he's not going to touch you. Let me ask you something. Do you think here's the big thing. Kamala Harris. If he was smart, he would know how to pronounce her name. Do you know why? Because she was a senator. She was in Congress when he served as president those 4 years. Even if he doesn't know who she is, her name should have been spread around all the time enough that he knows it's Kamala. But do you know why he doesn't know? Because he's a doofus who spent so much time at Mar-a-Lago and being just so pompous and arrogant and sociopathic that he didn't care who was in the Congress. He probably doesn't even remember Mike Pence at this point because now he has J.D. Vance, who's just a snobbish idiot just as much as the doofus. Ugh, people, you've got to realize what you voted for, what you wanted. It's happening. Why do you think the small businesses now are worried their costs are going up? Why do you think in China they're buying up all the materials? Because they can then sell it for a higher profit, get more money out of it because they're buying low now. If they buy the same price now, they're going to have to comp for it because of the stupid tariffs. So they're buying it. Now you guys in the US are scrambling because you can't fulfill your orders because, again, some of your orders are custom made. You have to wait until the order is made before you can ask for it from the different country. But when they make it, they're going to charge more. They're going to see the increased costs because of foreign countries charging more to pay the tariffs, which means they're putting the cost on you as an owner to pay that cost. And then you, if you want to make your profits, have to push the cost onto the consumer. The consumer has to pay for it. And guess who paid for the tariffs? Not China, not India, not Mexico, not the small business owner, not the manufacturer, not the shipper or the carrier, the consumer. So guess what the tariff is? A tax on consumers in the end. Because at the end of the day also, the local domestic companies will raise the price of everything here. But the difference is that cost is not a tariff. It's not a tax. So when they jack up their prices, they make more profits. And guess what? You just bought into the corporations. Why do you think Elon Musk loves this? Why do you think the CEOs love this? Because they can jack their prices and all the profits go to them, not to you. No. Because there's not going to be an increase in corporate tax. That's what you voted for. That's what you voted for. Aren't you glad you voted for this, where you're going to pay money to corporations or to the government and you want less to be paying them? Good job, America. Great. You think I'm happy? Hell no, I'm not happy. I'm just saying this because that's how you guys are thinking. That's how you guys were thinking. Do your research, America. Do your effing research. This doofus, sure, he doesn't represent you Republicans. You actually think he represents you Republicans. No, he represents himself and his allies or the enemies of this country, Putin, Kim Jong-un, all these other weird people. Don't even get me started on Stephen Miller. Oh, the Count Dracula idiot. That I think he should be gone and should be out of here. To be honest, if anyone wants to be deported, he should be deported back to Transylvania. Again, America. Again, you voted for what you wanted. This is what you want, right? I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it, you guys. This is what you wanted. Well, we tried to warn you. A lot of people, not just Democrats, not just Republicans, just sane, conscientious, good-natured people warned you about this doofus, and yet you ignored it because you thought he was gonna be nice to you. You thought he was gonna be relatable to you. You thought he was gonna be someone that was gonna win the day for you, fight for your rights and everything, right? Sorry to burst your bubble, but he wasn't. This is not the guy you want. This is not the guy. This is not that guy. He's not. And quite frankly, the next 4 years, you're gonna suffer. Everyone's gonna suffer because of you. The decisions you made on election day. And guess what? You can't blame us. You can't blame the doofus because you voted for this guy. He's doing what you guys vote. You guys validated him, so you only have yourselves to blame. And if you can't handle it, learn to use your smartphone and research It's right there in front of your hands. Instead of watching Netflix and YouTube and TikTok videos, do some reading. Do something that you learned in the first grade in elementary school. That's all for me for tonight. I hope, America, you guys start learning your lessons. Have a good night.